То есть, сейчас ответ я дать не могу.
If you bring in some kind of specialist, the entire surrounding space has to work for them, for their characterization, so that the viewer trusts them. This clairvoyant looks more like a real one. Look closely at her behavior, her manner of speech, her appearance, and how she speaks in general, what words she uses.
Повешение вижу, самоубийство. И как будто вот какой-то вот, как лес, много деревьев. Крест похороненный, как много крестов, которые нету ни памятников, ничего.
I like that ominous phrase. Many crosses and nothing else. Now it has meaning, and that's probably where all those sectarians bury their victims. You see, that's it. It hits straight in the heart, straight in the brain. Danger again.
А вдоль дороги мертвые с косами стоять. И тишина.
Барехня.
Брехня.
Это однозначно.
Руководителя Центра по вопросам сектантства при Новосибирском соборе Александра Невского Олега Заева мы поймали буквально на ходу в аэропорту.
Here's another technique. First, we used one image of a professional, and now we take a second professional who's very hard to get hold of anywhere. You can't get into an appointment with him, and there's no way to get an interview. They catch him on the road. That makes his information more valuable, his words more valuable. It carries more weight. We were chasing him, and we caught him, and he told us. And he didn't tell anyone else, only us. That's important. It immediately grabs attention.
Олег Заев собирает информацию о секте Константина Руднева больше 15 лет.
Here, too, they subtly convey that this organization's activity has been going on for quite a long time, right? Why? Because this person has been collecting information for 20 years. The emphasis is indirect, not on the fact that someone has been doing who knows what for 15 years, but on the fact that this organization has been operating for 15 years. We don't say it directly, we don't assert it, we stay clean in that respect toward this organization.
Светлану Монорович на занятия йогой привели родители.
Now it's time for witnesses. We had a hero, the mother who lost her son. We have an anti-hero, this organization. We have professionals who are handling this case. Now, we need witnesses. Witnesses who are also emotional, also in tears, who will confirm all this and darken the picture even more. These can be any people at all. The cheapest option is to take student actors. They act because they need to get on camera and shine somewhere, on YouTube, anywhere. All they care about is selling themselves as much as possible.
Начали обрабатывать уже меня, родители, что вот, это нужно.
I want to draw attention to something else. Look, the girl isn't standing somewhere random, at home, or in a cafe, in a nice setting. She's standing against the background of a church. What is a church? For a person. It's faith, it's truth, it's the soul. That means what this girl says has to be believed. With this secondary characterization, we make the viewer believe this information. And after that, it doesn't matter what she says. She will confirm what the author says. She will confirm what the professionals say. But the atmosphere, if she were sitting in a club with a cocktail and a cigarette, saying all this, it would no longer be confirmation. It would be refutation.
Вместе с наставником Шри Ганешей девушка отправилась в Сочи. Именно там находился просветленный учитель Константин Руднев.
Enlightened teacher, emphasized, and immediately we add sound effects and flashes. This is an editing technique to emphasize that this is the main anti-hero, purely pulling it in by the ears.
Что за человек Константин Руднев?
Close-ups of parts of the face, this kind of cinematic technique. Why? To penetrate deeper into the viewer's consciousness. If you watch this on a big screen, that eye will psychologically crush you. You'll be hypnotized, like in front of a boa constrictor, like a little mouse in front of a boa, and he just keeps talking to you, broadcasting, and you're like, yes.
Начиналось все у Руднева очень просто. В 90-е годы, сидя как-то на кухне, они разговаривали с братом. Его брата зовут Сергей. А давай людям третий глаз.
With interviews like this, you have to be very careful. There's a fine line here. You mustn't cross it. Why is it dangerous? Because the person tells in detail what was going on there. Immediately a suspicion arises. Was he there too? But he's not a victim. Here he's a professional. He's an information gatherer. So he was there. And he took part in all of this. Can we trust him? Which side is he on now anyway? This is where you need to be careful, because you can trip yourself up. I'll tell you a story. Once we were filming for a drug treatment clinic. There was an order about how drug addicts behave and how they are treated. We had to fill the entire narrative with visuals. We filmed those artistic shots ourselves, how the author does things with candles, with blades. We did the same with drug addicts. That is, we had an actor in the frame wrapping something around his arm, cooking drugs on a spoon, like they do in movies. Then the chief doctor of the clinic watched it and said, "You can't do this. You're teaching people. You've just shown exactly how it's done. Remove all these shots. Just leave the suffering by the radiator, the person sitting there, and that's enough." We said, "So, what are we supposed to show? Anything you want, as long as you don't teach people." It's the same here. Now they're telling how someone was sitting there opening someone's third eye. How exactly? Like this. I know how it's done. That's a dangerous moment. Be more careful with this.
Светлана с содроганием.
Figurative shots. The girl is suffering. She is the affected one, the victim. She takes tissues. We show shots through these chains. That is, she was locked up. If she were in a club, it wouldn't work anymore. We deliberately use these shots, deliberately choose these angles, so that everything clearly leads to this atmosphere, provokes only this emotion, and confirms everything she says.
Ашрам – это духовная элита, а все остальные – серая масса. Или по терминологии Руднева – мыши.
Все люди, которые здесь находятся, это мыши, которые ничего не понимают в жизни.
You have the victim, the witness says something, and then the narrator repeats those words. The girl said that all people are mice, and the narrator reinforces it with his voice. Mice. Did you hear what she said? She said mice. Wow.
Позор! Позор джунглям! Человек стая!
They do the same thing in talk shows. For example, someone answers, tells their story. I went there. They offended me. And the host immediately jumps in. They offended him? They offended him. You all heard it. He was offended. That is, he draws attention to it.
Павел был основным кормильцем семьи. После его ухода Людмила с детьми почти голодали.
Конечно, подвел он нас очень. В каком смысле? Время-то пошло тяжело.
What does "let us down" mean? They starved. That's scarier. That adds emotion.
Вначале хирург пытался духовно просветить своих коллег.
Помните, может быть, там «Карма» Лазарева, такая книжечка есть. Ну вот, может быть, тогда он немножко так занимался с медработниками, но как-то это все не прижилось.
He tried to enlighten his employees. You see, it seems like the same thing, but the words are louder. They strengthen the information. It starts to sound like an accusation.